Cinderella kissed a fella. I don't remember how the rest of it goes. Well, anyway, today I'm here to review the new Disney movie, Cinderella. If you haven't seen it yet, I have to tell you, go get a car, a bus, a bike, a train, some dog sleds, anything that can get you to the movies, and go see it right now, because this movie is so cute. Like, a box of puppies being saved from the rain and then cotton candy falling from the sky on top of orphans. Adorable. Heartwarming stuff I'm talking about, man. My experience started out with finding out that Haley Atwell, aka Agent Carter herself, is in this movie. I kind of had a mini freak out and fell in love with the movie within the first 2 minutes of seeing her, even though she's completely unrecognizable in this movie. She has like blonde hair to look like Cinderella, and I probably wouldn't have recognized her if not for her voice, and also for seeing her in the cast list on Wikipedia, so thanks, Wikipedia. Of course, though, since she is Cinderella's mom, unfortunately she's not around for too much long when she succumbs to something. They didn't really explain what she was sick with. All they knew was that she was sick enough to gonna die. I did have a little girl in the audience with me behind me when the mom like fainted, and that was her, you know, oh my gosh, she's sick, something's wrong with her. The girl's like, what happened? I don't get it, Mom. What happened to her? Why is the mom sad? Why is everyone crying? And like, this girl had to get the death talk in like the back row of the theater, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, get me out of here. So after that, sad but obvious fact happened, because you know, if it's a Disney movie, one or both parents aren't making it out alive at the end or even the middle. Basically Ella, and it's not Cinderella, it's Ella when she's younger, that's her real name, she is told by her mother as her kind of last parting words that she's a very kind girl and she has to remember to always be kind, because with kindness there is goodness, and with goodness there is sometimes magic. Not always, sometimes. They made sure to distinguish that to make sure that kids aren't running up to every homeless person they see on the street and trying to feed them, so a fairy godmother will come and whisk them away to a Justin Bieber concert. And basically tells Ella to always in her life be kind and have courage, which she is definitely going to need. When a few years later, her father somehow comes in and is like, hey, I met this lady whose husband died like a week ago. She's gonna be my new wife, and are you okay with that? And Ella's, of course, is so kind, is like, oh, of course, yes. When they show up, it's apparently clear that they're not in it for love. The stepsisters are the snootiest, snottiest people you will ever meet in your life, and the stepmother is the most scheming. Plus, she basically hates because she reminds Ella's father of her mother, since she looks so much like her, and her father's basically like, I'll always be in love with your mom, she's my true love, blah blah, not stuff a new wife would want to hear, even if she is an evil, cunning daughter of a bitch. What's the girl equivalent of a son of a bitch? Ella's dad, though, soon goes the way of Ella's mom and succumbs to some mysterious illness, and because they lost her father, now they have to let go of all the staff, so Ella really has no friends aside from the mice that she keeps company with. And then because there's no staff, the step monster and step sister monsters, they start treating Ella like she's the help. They make her sleep in the attic, they make her eat when all the work is done, she has to do all their work for them, all this stuff. I mean, it's very similar to the Disney version of Cinderella that came out in like 1940 or whatever, so if you've seen that, you basically know what's happening. But the thing that I did like, because I feel like maybe my memory's just bad since I haven't seen the Disney Cinderella in so long, but you saw more of the impact it kind of had on Cinderella, because, I mean, let's all be honest. Okay, Ella was a pushover. Like, there's being kind, and then there's just you missing the opportunity to pimp slap a bitch when she's telling you, oh, you can't eat this food you slaved over until everything's done. Like, she should have just been like, hold on. But Ella was too kind for this, is what we're supposed to believe. It was so blatantly mean, the stepmother. I feel like I would have liked it better if she was kind of manipulating Ella more and trying to like guilt her into staying and taking care of them, instead of just being like, do this, blah blah blah, and Ella just like running and doing it. And she kind of has this breakdown over it, because they're saying names are who you are, and her identity is being basically taken away and changed into this servant girl who she really isn't. So she has this breakdown, which I like, because I think it was a strong moment for Cinderella in seeing that, yeah, it was affecting her, even though she was kind of trying to brush it off and being a pacifist. It was affecting her. So she runs off into the woods on a horse. Then she meets the prince, which I like. I think it makes it a little more believable, even though, I mean, they just met each other that day and all of a sudden they're in love, but at least they met each other before the ball, and she doesn't recognize that he's the prince, which I love even more, because their little interaction is so cute. Aside from the fact that the horses are continuously moving in a circle, I don't know whose direction choice that was, but like, it was cute at first, but after a while I was just like, can they stop moving? They're giving me me seasickness and I'm not even moving right now. I like that fact also translated into Ella did not want to go to the ball to see the prince. She wanted to go to see her friend Kit, who was the prince, but she didn't know it was. She just wanted to go see Kit. She had no interest in the prince, even though if she had been able to beguile him with her womanly charm, she would have become rich and queen and everything like that, but she was more interested in seeing Kit, which I really, really liked. It just showed how kind Ella was and how she really was different from all the other girls, and it was kind of a different little take from the Disney when it set it apart a little, and I think it made it even better because we got to see this forefront reaction of the prince and Cinderella without knowing who each other was, and I really like that. But then, of course, the ball. Okay, first of all, Helena Bonham Carter did an amazing job as the fairy godmother. She wasn't in it for long, but her part was just one of those like star ones that sticks out, and that dress she made Cinderella. I've said it so many times, it is the most beautiful dress I have ever seen in my life. And the prince recognizes her immediately and is like, you're the girl I've been waiting for, blah, blah, blah. Has his first dance with her, which was kind of weird because, like, the dances that they did were, like, just weird, like, shoulder move things. I don't want to talk about it. Then they sneak off, have kind of a little more romantic kind of get to know you thing until clock strikes midnight, which ensues the longest minute I have ever seen in my life. I mean, seriously, she ran from the garden all the way through the crowded ballroom, had time to stop and talk to the king and say like, oh, you should let Kit love who he wants, which is me, and then somehow goes down like thousands upon thousands of stairs, loses her shoe, grabs it back, gets in the carriage, throws the shoe out somehow because she loses it, and then still managed to make it like a mile down the road before anything changes back into what it was. That was 5-10 minutes minimum, I'll give you. That was not 1 minute that she was able to do all of that, which I had a little issue with, but I was able to let it go because after all, it is a movie. So when Cinderella gets back, the stepmother and stepsisters are very upset because they're saying that this girl who was like some daft whore was in the way of the prince and he felt bad for her. And Cinderella, do not follow your mother's footsteps and become an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. because you are a terrible liar. Like, oh my gosh, she's just like, oh, who's this girl? The prince must really love her, blah, blah. And the stepmother catches on immediately, of course, that, oh, this bitch right here was the one that's taking away my fortune and everything. So she finds Cinderella's shoe. Seen as the prince is kind of looking for this girl who matches the shoe, she agrees that, oh, okay, we'll take you to the prince, but you have to let me be in charge of the whole kingdom. And this is when I really like Cinderella, because I feel like this is the kindness that we should all be paying attention to. She sacrifices basically her freedom and the life she could have had with the prince just to keep him safe from her, because she says to the stepmonster that I couldn't protect my father from you, but I will definitely protect the king from you because he is so important to me, and I really love that. And of course, my favorite moment is when the Great Duke or whatever, when they go to the stepmother's house, of course they try on the two stepsisters, it doesn't fit, but the mice open up Cinderella's door in the attic so you can hear her singing. Let's just all give a shout out to Gus Gus for putting down his food to better Cinderella's life. And everyone hears Cinderella's voice, and it's like obvious that there's another girl in there, so the prince's best friend is like, you have another girl in here, don't you? And the stepmother's like, no, we don't. And the Grand Duke's like, she's telling the truth. Do not say anything, blah, blah, blah. And you can still hear Cinderella, and then you just hear someone say, oh, really? And you turn around, and the prince is on his horse. He was disguised as one of the soldiers, and I was like, yeah, you go, prince. That was so awesome, because, I mean, like I said, these bad guys, they were obviously bad guys, and I was hoping that Cinderella and the prince weren't complete idiots to realize that these were the bad guys, so he got onto it. He found his princess in the end, and Cinderella got to be reunited with her prince. And Cinderella has a nice moment of saying that she forgives her stepmother. The stepmother, instead of getting her comeuppance like I wanted her to, just disappears with the Grand Duke and is never seen again. And then we flash to Cinderella and the prince's wedding, and I love Cinderella's wedding dress too. It was very, very pretty. Not as pretty as the blue dress, of course, but nothing could be as pretty as that. See that they are going to rule it with love and kindness and everything that their parents wanted them to be and raised them to be, and it was a full circle kind of very, 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 very happily ever after Disney-esque kind of thing, and I loved every single minute of it. Like, seriously, the only thing in the back of my mind that kind of scared me was this stepmother. Her whole story was she married for love, and then the guy she wanted died. So I feel like that was maybe a little warning to Cinderella about what she possibly could become, but of course she's not going to become that because she's too kind and too perfect and too sweet. If you've seen Cinderella, please feel free to leave down your thoughts and comments and reactions to what you thought it would be. I thought it was really sweet. I mean, it was all perfect, so you can't really complain about it, but it still felt authentic in places. Like, it didn't feel too preachy or too cheesy or anything like that, so I really, really liked it. I would definitely give it 5 out of 5 stars. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my videos down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!